Welcome, guests in the media. The Kickoff Classic, they're going to shift kickoff to 2:35 p.m., but I think all of you are expecting, since it's a TV game, it's not going to kick off exactly at 2:30. So I do have rosters and depth charts is on page 2 up here, as well as media guides. I will have a notes package available once I hear back from North Alabama. Or game notes yet, so we will not release our our depth chart until that happens. So it's a funny game in the world of college football that we're trying to give as little advanced scouting information as possible without everybody's information being on the table at the same time. So I will have game notes available this week. I will release them on the website once they are available. I will send out a media advisory with game notes attached for those that need it. But we're going to bring Coach Cronic up here for a question and answer session, followed by quarterback Carter Peavy and linebacker Isaac Dowling. They'll answer questions as well. Again, North Alabama on Saturday, kickoff at the historic Crampton Bowl in Montgomery. It's a 3:30 kick Eastern time, 2:30 kick in Alabama. So I'll let you answer or ask questions, Coach Cronic and the selected players.
Hope everybody's good. It's good to see y'all. It's exciting to be doing a press conference about our first game. Exciting to go play on ESPN right out of the gates. Probably we're the first game being played, I think. So we should be the only show in town. Excited about the opponent we're playing. Obviously, UNA's got a storied tradition. They're the only team in the history of Division II football to win 3 straight national championships, and they moved up to FCS a couple years ago. I'm really impressed with their head coach. Coach Dearman is a guy who's won everywhere he's been, so I know there's going to be an excitement there for them, a newness for them, and a culture change for them. But our players, we've had a good camp. We've been going for 3 weeks. I like our kids. I like the way they're approaching everything. I like our team. A lot of experience coming back. So it's exciting, but it's probably about time for us to play somebody. We're probably tired of hitting each other. We need to do it a couple more days, but we need to play somebody else and see where we are. I think at this point, you kind of get to a point where the only way you're going to take a step forward is to go compete against a different color jersey. So we're excited about that opportunity, and it'll be nice and hot Saturday. So we're going to drink a lot of water this week and get ready to go. We're blessed. We're blessed. We've come out of camp so far, relatively healthy. A lot of experience, and I think a lot of older guys that really know, how close they are to taking another step. So, got to climb the mountain, get back to a place where we can try to compete for a championship. But we've got to start at ground zero and go play a team that I think will be excited and have some good players. I look at their roster, and over half their team is a new guy, whether they're a high school signee or a transfer. Tons of transfers. So it'll be a different team. It'll be a way different team than what they were last year, and it'll be a great challenge for us. We don't know as much about them. They're going to know a lot more about us than we know about them. We've gotten film from other places. You're trying to find Division II for their defense coordinator was a Division II school last year. Did a great job, but it's hard to get film and all. They got access to all our film. But the bottom line is we need to worry about us and executing at a high level. We need to know what they're up to, but it's really about us doing what we're supposed to do and going playing really well and playing together. So, questions?
Coach, a lot of national recognition this year, a lot of preseason polls. Kind of talk to me about the growth of this program, right? You guys are getting recognized just over the last few years, where you guys are now considered the last few years where you guys were.
Well, it's great. It's great that people are taking notice that we are at a certain place, and that we're positioned to maybe make some noise and be a contender and be a playoff caliber team. So it means that our guys are doing a good job. People are taking notice of our program. But none of that means anything. When you really start playing, you got to go play good. So, but it's certainly better than not being in the conversation. I think our guys get all that. I think they know that they've got to work every day to be good. You got to go earn the right to win. Doing all the right things just sets you up for success. Then on a Saturday, you got to go execute. So, but it's good to be in those conversations, and I think we're worthy of those conversations. We just got to go play good.
It feels like you guys are still just scratching the surface here. 2 back-to-back seasons where it just kind of seemed at the end you guys were almost there, but just not there at the end. A lot of these guys are returning. Any different sense of motivation? I know you shouldn't have to motivate them, but have you noticed any different motivations?
Well, I think the more times you put yourself in situations to win and good things happen for you, the more comfortable you just got to break through. There comes a time where, I mean, I think about University of Georgia, just they couldn't get over the Alabama hump. Then they do, and then they break through, and they win 2 straight national championships. So I think there's some of that, and I think they believe in themselves. I think they understand what it takes. You got to work your way back there. Okay, you can't just start where you left off. You've got to work your way back there, and it's a different team. I mean, we have some new faces, and every team is different. But the core group of guys who've been with us kind of get it, and I think they're in those moments. I really expect us to break through and finish, and I just believe in our kids. So proud of them. I'm proud of the work they put in. It's fun to come to work every day because they're bought in. They get that the work is what sets you up. So and it's camp. We're going to go with there's days where you got to push. Everybody. But for the most part, I think they've come to work every day and try to get better.
All weekend on social media, everybody's hyping up. Next weekend's college football. We'll see you next January. Is the excitement palpable here? The season is here, ready to kick off.
I think so. I mean, it's all in the last few days we've had all the other students get back on campus. Right, there's a lot going on. First day of class is, I guess, technically tomorrow, but everybody's been moving in over the weekend, and you got freshman orientation, and you got the band. I mean, they're out there. You just hearing those noises. A lot of it just kind of, man, it's almost here. So I think there is an excitement. But every time you win a game, you should get a little bit more. It should build. So I think the more we have success throughout the season, you'll see people in these. I just expect it to be a fun year. I think people will be able to appreciate watching these guys play, and I think people are excited about this team.
Are you a coach that sits down before the season and makes a list of goals and things you can check off? What does that
We
look like?
do. I don't know. I mean, what are our goals, guys? Win the first game. All right. Be a playoff team. Win the SoCon. Have a 3.1 GPA this year. We tried to raise that up a little bit. There's always things. Be undefeated at home. I just think you can't. You got to aim at something. So those are things we talk about, and then you're going to have different goals on offense, different goals on defense that you're trying. Things you want to focus on. We need to be better. If we can be a little better on third down, if we can be a little better inside the 5. Defensively, if we can cause one more turnover each game, get off the field one more time. I just think you want to focus on those little things like that. So you try to be very goal driven. And sometimes that can get lost going through all of it, but at the same time, as coaches, we got to focus back on that every week. Trying to go, where did we lack? Where do we need to get better? If we lose, why did that happen? And try to focus on those things. They're not just going to go away. So you got to focus on them and get them right. So you really should you should probably have your most improvement from the first game to the second game. Honestly, you finally get to go play a game, really see what you are, and then really try to go back and tweak some things and continue to make improvements.
Coach, what do you think is the strength right now heading into this first week's game?
Yeah, I mean, we're very experienced on defense. I've been really impressed. We got a lot of kids who played a lot of snaps, have 10 starters back on defense, and I think we're deeper than we've probably ever been. And you need some depth, especially during the season. It's a little warmer. You got to play a lot of guys. So I feel like our defense has been really solid, really consistent, physical, running to the ball, just doing what they're supposed to do, especially that first 11. And offensively, I think we've gotten better. And for me, it always is about, like on the offensive line, I think that's what takes the most amount of time, is to get those guys bigger and stronger and playing as a 5-man unit, and everything's happening 100 miles an hour, and that takes some experience. So we're more experienced up front on the offensive line, but I just, I want to be playoff ready right now, and I realize that's not always the case. So you got to go through these processes. So I think we're better up front offensively. Carter's playing really well at quarterback, and it's his time, so I think obviously he had a really good spring a couple springs ago, but he's so much more comfortable in what we're doing and leading and everything slowing down for him. So I'm really excited about this being, his time to lead us. And then there's some new faces offensively. There's a handful of new skill guys. Obviously, we know about Devin, Ty, But there's a few more skill guys that I'm really interested to see how they respond. We got some new tight ends that I think a tight end could be a real strength of the team, but we got to see them do it in games. Offensively, there's a lot of potential there. We led the conference in offense last year, but I think we can be so much better. But it's still going through those processes.
Pretty broad here, but what do you think is going to be the identity of this team, or what do you want it to be?
Well, I want it to be we can run the ball and we stop the run. Honestly, if you can do that, you're going to have a chance to win. Now, I don't want people to go, well, they're just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. But the bottom line is if you can make people one-dimensional, defensively make people where they got to throw the football, and offensively you can run the ball when everybody in the stadium knows you got to gain 2 yards to stay on the field. Those things are critical. So I want that to be the identity of our team, is that we are tough, physical football team that can stop the run and that can run the ball when they have to. Man, that's it. Come on. No more questions for me. All right.
First game of the year of football, ESPN calls and says, we want you to be on it. Is there a thought of why us, or it should be us?
There's a thought of let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go do it. It's a great opportunity. I appreciate everybody working hard. Obviously, Daniel had a lot to do with, just setting up our schedule and our administrators. But I think that's a great, there's part of it that's like, is it a good thing for it? Because you got to come in a week earlier, right? You're going to be practicing a week before everybody else. Some of that's good, some of it's bad. But at the same time, the chance to play on ESPN, to get your brand out there, let people see who you are. I think it's going to be a great stadium. It's a great city for football in Montgomery. I think it's a quality opponent. So I think regionally, we have kids from Alabama on the team. I think that helps you there. So I think there's a lot of positives. So it was, for me, I was like, yeah, let's go. It sounds like fun. All right.
That's good.
All right. Thank you, Ty.
I'm going to bring up Isaac Dowling, linebacker. He is preseason watch list for the Buck Buchanan Award, which is given to the FCS National Defense Player of the Year. Isaac, obviously, preseason All-SoCon as well, and preseason All-American. So, Isaac, just talk about preseason, how it's gone for you, and how you see this team doing this year.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. We're very excited to start this season off. I think this defense has come a long way. I think we're much further ahead of where we were last year. So, we're just excited. We've been focusing on, getting turnovers, stopping the other team in critical situations like third downs and goal line. So we're definitely excited to see where the season takes us.
Isaac, Coach said the defense should be the strength of this team, right? You guys have a lot of returners coming back. Kind of talking about what you guys have done just building up to this week, and what you think personally has been the strength of the defense.
Just the experience we have, we've been focusing on really just takeaways. Those last 5 games that we lost in the last 2 years, we didn't have a turnover during those games. So Coach Taylor, our DC, has been really hauling down on, just taking the ball away, interception, fumbles, just doing everything we can get the offense another chance. So.
Do you think this is a team that deserves the national stage that we're getting Saturday?
Oh, no doubt. Just to see how far, this team has come along. I was Coach Cronic's first recruiting class here, just to see how far we have come, all the hard work we've been putting in. I think it's time for people to know and understand, Mercer's coming, Mercer's here. So we're definitely excited.
As a leader on that side of the ball, kind of tell me the motivation, right? You don't need to be pushed and motivated, but how are you guys feeling, especially once coming back after, like you said, the last 2 years of just kind of not finishing on the right foot?
Yeah, that Stanford game really hurt, just not being able to win in overtime. We had a chance to stop them defensive-wise, but, we couldn't get it together. So, that just motivates us even more. And then, just seeing our rankings as a defense-wise, we've been constantly improving, but, we want to be number one in every statistic. So, just constantly coming in day out and working.
Kind of similar to what the coach was saying, you guys have been there for the last couple of years. Now knowing what it takes to be there, how much more confidence does that give you guys on the defensive side of the ball, especially with guys who have been around for a while like you and Lance? How much more confidence does that give you guys knowing exactly what it's going to take to get back.
Yeah, it definitely brings us a lot of confidence. You know, it makes us very excited. You know, just to come every day and work. You know, we understand it's not going to be easy. We always want to be the championships. Always want to be in those situations and everything. But you know, it starts. You know, in the winter. You know, it starts. You know, during spring practice. You know, fall camp. You know, just it's taking it day by day. You know, we know that we come in day in day out. You know, it's all going to pay off someday. So.
You mentioned you were part of Coach's first recruiting class. I mean, to see where the program was the day you walked in the door here, see where you guys are now, you know, with the playoff spot meeting the expectation. What can you say about how far this program has come? And obviously, you guys get to show it on national TV this week.
Yeah, I think it just shows, you know, just trusting what Coach Cronic says, you know, his culture, the culture stands out, you know, we're a family, you know, our 3 pillars are love, compete, believe, and I think we show that every day, you know, I think we show it on Saturdays as well, you know, I just think that as a team, you know, trusting the coaches, you know, trusting the players, you know, trusting the message that they're trying to put out, you know, it's going to take some time, but you know that at the end of the day, you know, we believe in them and it's going to pay off, so.
You ever been on ESPN before?
I don't think so, no. Actually, I don't. So I'm very excited, you know, just playing with Mercer, you know, just having Mercer's name out there as well as my name out there. So it's going to be very exciting.
Anything else? Thanks, Isaac.
Thank you.
Quarterback Carter Peavy, sophomore eligibility. He has been QB1 before. 2021, he was SoCon Freshman of the Year. He is making his return, his triumphant return to lead the offense again this year. So, Carter Beebe, tell us about preseason, how things have gone, especially back in the QB1 role.
All right, y'all, what's up? Appreciate y'all coming out. But, yeah, this camp's been good. I'll start off by saying that they make my life hard every day. Isaac and them do a great job over there. Coach Taylor, I mean, he's got about he's got all the schemes in the world they can use. They've got a lot of talent over there, so they make scheming them up pretty hard. So they're making us better every day. So that's been really good to go up against them for 3 weeks. But yeah, I'm like Coach Cronic said, I'm ready to go against somebody else because they're really good, man. So but yeah, the camp's been really good. Obviously, like Coach said, our offensive line has gotten a lot better. We got a lot of old guys on there. Having Nate and John at tackle is really awesome. They've given me a lot of time back there. Guys in the interior have gotten a lot better. And then on the skill side of the ball, obviously we have Ty and Dev out there. They're doing a great job every day. I mean, Dev is the quicker of the two. He's going to be the one that can beat you with a little more speed and change the direction. But Ty's just a really smooth route runner, knows how to get open, use his body to make catches. So it's been really nice having them two out there. But we've also had a couple young guys set themselves and will contribute. So I'm excited.
Carter, a lot of guys might have transferred or kind of taken a different route, and here you are, you stuck through it the last 2 years. Kind of talking about the growth of what you've learned over these last few years, just kind of sitting behind Fred, and now you have your chance.
Yeah, well, when that happened, I think, I can't remember what year it was, but Jalen Hurts kind of went through the same thing at Alabama. He got benched in the national championship game, and Tua came in and kind of took the job over for, I think it was 2 years, maybe a year and a half. But I just saw that, and I was like, well, if a guy like that at that stage can go through that and handle it with class, then I can do the same thing here. And obviously Fred came in and did a great job. Had a really great year last year, and I was here for him the whole time. I would talk to him on the sidelines and kind of tell him if he didn't see something, I would tell him that, or if he came over and wasn't sure about something, I would either confirm or deny what he saw. So I tried to help him out as much as I could. But I guess over the last 2 years, it's been more realizing that just because, like, don't change who you are just because your role on the field has changed. Like, in high school, like, I was blessed to play 42 games. I was like, started my freshman year on, and then got here and kind of started having the same success. And then that didn't work out after that. So it kind of changed my mindset a little bit, but then I was able to get back on track and then just keep being the player I was, even though I was not in the position I was.
Now you step into an offense, I mean, like you talked about Dev and Ty, just offensive power juggernauts. Kind of talk about what you're excited about this, looking forward to this offense this year.
Yeah, I've played a little bit with Ty, obviously, in that spring year, and we had some success. So I've already got the connection with Ty. I I've only thrown one pass to Dev, maybe two, since he's been here. But during camp, it's been really good. He's got such a good feel for the game. He knows how to find holes in the zone, and he can beat people with speed, obviously. So I'm really going to like playing with him. And then Ty, same thing, obviously. But I'm just excited to see what we can do as an entire group.
What I'm hearing is it sounds like this team gets along really well. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah, it is. I'm really good friends with my offensive line. I mean, I eat with them all the time. Ty and Dev always joking around. It's definitely a different connection here. I mean, we've been together so long, and then obviously when you have success together, that just makes the relationship closer. So I would definitely say that.
Does being on the main stage Saturday, the first game in the country, is that added pressure, or is that something you embrace and you run with that?
You got to embrace and run with it. I mean, when you get out there, it don't really matter like when you get on the field and start playing, you don't think about, oh, this is the first game being played, or you don't even think about, oh, this is on ESPN. I mean, our games are on local TV all the time, so it'll feel the same, but I mean, you can't really think about who's watching, because then, I mean, you've got so much in front of you. If you worry about that, then it's not going to go smooth for you.
Anything else? All right, appreciate it, Carl.
Hey, thank you guys again for coming out. We're excited about this season. We have a steak lunch for everybody, because we know that helps get you guys coming out here. We also have 6 student buses traveling, so as Jeff asked earlier, the excitement of college football, it's definitely here on campus. I mean, it's here with our students, it's here with our administration, it's here with our alumni and our supporters. We've got some supporters here today. Thank y'all for being here, and we appreciate you guys. But y'all feel free to help yourself to lunch. Thank y'all.
Yes,